Hi, I'm Deidre and welcome to my channel. Today I'd like to discuss lucid dreaming and the position that you're in while you're lying down, preparing to have a lucid dream. Is it important to be in a certain position, such as lying on your back or on your stomach, on your side, or even sitting straight up in a recliner to go to sleep, to prepare to have your lucid dream? Is it necessary? I am here to tell you that it is not. Why do I say that? Because most of my lucid dreams and also out-of-body experiences, astral traveling, has taken place on my side. I know there are a lot of people out there who believe the best position is to be lying on your back. And even though that is probably the most suitable position when you're going to sleep, it's not necessary. I also find that the majority of my lucid dreams and also out-of-body experiences occur when I'm somewhat stressed. For instance, if I had a stressful day or a stressful week and I go to sleep, I'm more likely to have a lucid dream or an astral body or astral travel experience then, as opposed to being in a more upbeat mood. But I've had lucid dreams being in an upbeat mood as well. So I have been watching, quite a few channels on YouTube of other people having their lucid dreams, and most of the people do suggest lying on your back. And also with that comes some disturbances while you're asleep, such as you might find yourself itching on your face or any other part of your body. And usually when you're lying down like that, it's a relentless itch, and you're going to be very tempted to want to scratch it. And therefore you'll become distracted, you'll lose focus, and you'll have to start all over again with trying to fall asleep. Now, me personally, normally I fall asleep within 10 minutes. And I usually don't have any trouble falling asleep, although I would say in the past maybe month that hasn't particularly been the case, but I seem to be getting back on board now with falling asleep quickly. Now, when I lie down on my back, I've noticed, like, this hasn't happened this year, it hasn't happened like in the past, I guess, couple years, but when I would lie down on my back, I would tend to, from time to time, this isn't all the time, but from time to time, feel like something is trying to get, like, on me. And it's weird, like some people will say a spirit will attack them or something like that. It's not that extreme, but I would feel, I could count on pretty much one hand how many times it's happened, but I noticed that if I intentionally lie down on my back trying to have a lucid dream or trying to astral travel, then something would kind of like pluck at my lower back, like my side, like a pinch or something, and then I would have to struggle, to like wriggle myself up and become awake. So I'm often reluctant to lie down on my back. However, in looking at other people's channels about this on this subject, and with them, you know, prompting the viewers to lie down on their back, I did so, but it just took me way too long to fall asleep. Just really, like maybe an hour just to fall asleep. The other night when I tried that, it took me even longer than that. It's just, you know. And then there's the issue of swallowing while you're on your back. If you don't have your head tilted forward a little bit and you're lying flat on your back, most likely what will happen is, you know, in order to keep your mouth lubricated throughout the night, your body automatically produces saliva. And if it didn't, you'd be waking up with a dry mouth every morning and feeling dehydrated. So when you're flat on your back like that, you're actually going to start feeling the need to swallow, because the saliva will start to increase to the point where it just feels uncomfortable in the back of your throat, and you're just going to have to just gulp. So that's not very pleasant, and starting all over again to try to have an out-of-body experience or a lucid dream is just, it takes all the fun out of it. And then it could also get you stressed out. So I had a lucid dream last night, and this was after, you know, a few days of lying on my back trying to, you know, astral travel. And I've done a lot of astral traveling where I fly in my sleep and things like that, and quite a few lucid dreams. But last night I wasn't giving up. Definitely not, because I'm not going to give up on this. I've had too many of them to just give up. But some of us, we want to have a lucid dream every night, and it's just not going to happen every single night. So I mean, there might be someone out there who has lucid dreams every single night, but for the most part, most of us won't have a lucid dream every single night of our lives. You might have to put some intention behind it. So I lie down. I was lying down on my side, on my left side, and some would prompt us to never cross our legs when we're asleep trying to do this. Don't fold your arms, things like that. But that's a myth. It really does not matter what position you're in. It might be more conducive to having a lucid dream to have your limbs loose and your arms by your side, etc. However, it's not necessary. And I just want to point out, there isn't any cookie cutter way to have lucid dreams. We all go to sleep at night, or we all go to sleep, at some point during the day or night, and you're going to fall asleep. And during some of those sleep sessions, you are going to become aware that you're sleeping, and then you will have a lucid dream. Because once you are in that dream, you're in it long enough, you can prompt yourself to kind of figure out, oh my gosh, I'm actually dreaming, So I just want to say, I went to sleep really late. I went to bed close to 5 a.m. I know that's really late. I was busy doing stuff. And it may have taken me maybe 20 minutes to fall asleep or something like that. I'm not sure. I woke up from the dream at I think it was 6:48. So that's about an hour and 48 minutes or so. So there you go. And for those people out there, scientists and people who do research on dream and do dream analysis on their patients and things like that, there is the idea that it takes 4 hours minimum to start having a dream, or 4 hours to be into what we call REM sleep, where your eyes are moving from left to right, up and down, which means that you're following some picture in your mind, you're following some image in your mind, and you're dreaming. Just regular dreaming. I'm not even referring to lucid dreaming. I'm just referring to plain old dreams that, you know, most of us have every night. Once you get to that state, when you're dreaming, your etheric body, or your astral body, or what have you, is in the dream state and seeing things. You're seeing things, whatever that may be, you know, in your dreams. And so your eyes start roaming back and forth because you're like watching you're viewing something. So that's why our eyes start to move. If you look at someone who is sleeping, or if you look at an animal while they're sleeping, and you see eyes, you can see the bulge of the eye moving in there. And if you try to nudge the person to wake them up, or nudge the animal or whatever, they won't wake up right away because they're so deep in sleep. They're actually visualizing things. They're having a dream. They're actually seeing things. So my dreams usually start right away. It does not take me 4 hours to start dreaming. Never really has. So within the span of an hour and 48 minutes, I had a lucid dream. And most times what I would do when I become lucid in the dream, when I become aware that I'm actually dreaming, I tend to begin to astral travel. So I begin to initiate flight in my dream, where I'm actually flying. And usually, I would say when I first started astral traveling like that, the way that I would get my momentum up to fly would be almost like it's comparable to when you're swimming. If you're doing a doggy paddle or something and you're moving your legs up and down like that. So I would get the momentum by, this is not my real body, this is my astral body. While I'm dreaming, I would have my legs in a position, they would be in a position as if I were riding a bike. So when you're riding your bike, you're going up and down like this. So I would put my feet flat like that, and my legs would be bent as if, you know, like in a bike position, and I would actually be pushing up until I get the motion of the flight, and then I would start flying. But since I've been doing this for, you know, a few years, I don't really need to do that anymore to get the momentum, although I can. But I normally can get into, you know, that sort of flight right away without doing that. So as I was saying, once I have a lucid dream, once I'm in there, I usually try to astral travel. I usually try to fly. Like, flying is my main thing. Like, when I astral travel, I like to fly. So it's just a very freeing and liberating, you know, feeling. But last night, I wasn't really interested in that. I just wanted to experience some things. And it had been a moment since I had a nice, juicy, lucid dream. I've had a few, here and there as of late, but nothing significant. So last night what happened was, or it wasn't even the nighttime, it was actually the wee hours of the morning. I had that eye patch on, the beauty patch on your eyes to keep the light out, because at this time of year it's November. Actually, I'm sorry, no, it's now December. The hours of light are different than in the summertime, so I have to hurry up and have my dreams, or I have to cover my eyes. So I would say 9 times out of 10 when I go to sleep, I have something wrapped around my eyes, something dark like a black t-shirt, um, or a scarf, or the beauty patch or whatever. And that's a way that I keep the light out of my eyes and out of this area of the third eye area. So it took me about, as I said, it took about an hour and 48 minutes of sleep. So I don't know if the whole hour and 48 minutes consisted of the dream itself or not, but I can tell you within that time I was dreaming and lucid dreaming, but I did not initiate astral travel. So the dream started out as a kind of a regular dream, and but once I began to feel lucid was when I was in this room. There were other people in the room. It felt like kind of a warehouse type of atmosphere. And I went in a little bit further, and I had some intention to do something, which I don't remember now, but I had some intention to do something in the dream. It was actually part of the dream. And once I walked in further into this room, it started to get dark. It was black. And so I was trying to force, when you walk into a dark room and you have to let your eyes adjust to a dim room, let's say, you have to let your eyes adjust to the scenery so you can see things. Well, this was dark. It was almost black. And so I was trying to get my eyes to get adjusted to this big old room, with these people in it. There were just a few people scattered in there. And it was when I started to try to focus my eyes that I became lucid. And so from there, I remember walking around, a couple people. Then I was starting to walk up this staircase, and there was some woman in front of me, and I could actually hear her footsteps on the stairs going up. And then I started going up after her. I wasn't following her. I was just walking up the steps behind her. And then we turned a piece, and there was this door, which I was supposed to get to the other side, and it was. Then the doors closed. The doors were locked, and the doors were really weird. They were like kind of like black metal type doors or whatever, and like mesh looking. And so then I turned around, and we were all about to turn around, and then I saw a woman in the distance, because I remember hearing people in the dream saying the door's locked, or something like that, and so other people were like panicking in the dream, and I was just calm. And then I saw this woman in the distance that I did not know, and from there I started to feel more and more lucid. And then it just dawned on me that I'm dreaming, and my conscience knew that it had taken me, in real life, I don't know, a while, like, I don't know, weeks or whatever, to have like a really nice, juicy, lucid dream, like with detail and all that. So I was so excited in the dream. My conscience was so excited. The real me was so excited that I was lucid again. I was feeling like relieved, like grateful, like finally, I'm in a lucid dream again. Thank goodness, like that. I wasn't saying that, but I was feeling that. And as soon as I felt so lucid like that, I just wanted to make sure that the dream didn't end before I got to do something exciting. So something let me know that there were these men like way down the hallway or whatever. It was like this big open space, and there was a room in the back, and it was like my conscience knew that there were these men back there in like a kind of a restaurant, or I don't know what it was, but there were people there. And I had some naughty thoughts going on because I'm experienced with lucid dreams now, to know that you can do whatever you want in your dream while you're lucid. You can, without consequence. I mean, you can do whatever you want. And I'm just going to say, I'm not going to tell the whole thing because it's going to get a little X-rated, so I'm not going to talk about it here. If you want to know the actual detail, you can email me or you can contact me on here, and I'll tell you the specifics. Plus, I want to keep it PG. So anyway, I had an intention to do something in this dream, and I'll just say this: there have been times when I've had lucid dreams, and my first thought was, I'm gonna make use of this dream. I'm gonna start like taking off my clothes and just doing stuff, just really silly. But I knew it was a dream, no consequences. Anyway, so my intention was to, this is so funny, but it's so true. My intention was to go all the way to the back room and just start like taking off my clothes. So I know why, right? Why do that? But anyway, other lucid dreamers, they know what I'm talking about. So anyhow, as soon as I became lucid, I just started running. I said, "Excuse me." I was like, wanted everybody to get out of my way, and I just started running down the hall because I wanted to do this before my dream ended. So I ran all the way down, and there are times when I have a lucid dream and I'm trying to run and it feels like I'm dragging and just, even though I'm trying to run fast, I'm not getting the momentum that I need. But this was different. I was running like freely. I mean, no struggle or anything, because I was like completely I would say 99.99999% lucid. So I was running, I could feel myself running, and I was just out of there. I was like, I want to get down here real quick. So I saw the men. There were a couple of men. There were like maybe 3 men sitting around this round table, and so I immediately just started taking off my clothes. And so there was this one guy to the right, and I just kissed him. It's stupid, but I could feel his lips and everything. I could see his lips. I could, so I know it's crazy. But anyway, it was my dream. I could do what I want. So I started to kiss him, and he was saying something too, right before that. And then there was the guy next to me, and on my left, and he was kind of looking like, like, what's going on? And then there was a woman there, just like out of the blue. Anyway, I'm gonna have to stop the description right there, because this is where it becomes like rated R. So I'm just not gonna put it here. You can ask me and I'll tell you what happened. It's very, very graphic. But anyway, I'll tell you that the dream ended once I started to feel something in my real body, and that's what woke me out of the dream. But had that not happened, I would have just continued on in the dream, creating things in my dream and just being lucid in the dream, and doing whatever I want. And who knows, maybe if I wouldn't have gotten into that situation in that dream, then I would have started to fly like I normally would have. But anyhow, when I woke up from the dream, I was still lying. I was not on my back, on my belly, or I was still on the same side that I went to sleep on. And I was partially, I would say almost partially on my stomach, but I was mostly on my left side. So then the dream ended. But I woke up from the dream. I was like, this was amazing. I was like, this is great, because it had been a long time since I, really had an intense lucid dream, and I was starting to get a little discouraged, because I'm one of those people who, I'm conscious of what I put into my body and things like that. Like, I don't eat red meat, and I even cut out noodles and things. I cut out a lot of things. So I'm always doing things to try to keep I guess try to keep my vibration, my spiritual vibration higher. And sometimes I fall off the wagon with that, so that it's not always, perfect. But I think I have a pretty good diet. I eat mostly vegetables and fish and other seafood. I mean, I eat chicken, but not on a regular basis. Turkey, I'll eat that. I eat fruits. Oh, and the other thing is grapefruit. So I drink grapefruit juice when I can, and when I can, I'll get the actual fresh fruit, grapefruit. So I do things to try to keep my vibration as high as possible so that I can have these sorts of dreams. I've always been obsessed with dreams anyway, my whole life, because if you watched my other videos, you'll remember that I talked about having prophetic dreams. So I've had so many throughout my life, and to the point where I do not like to be disturbed when I'm asleep, because I'll lose the dream. I won't remember what I dreamed. I won't remember if the dream was telling me something about what's going to happen the next day, giving me some information. So anyway, and the other thing about me falling asleep is I can fall asleep in one position and wake up in the exact same position hours later. I don't know why, but I know they say everybody tosses and turns. I think sometimes I don't toss or turn because I'll end up in the exact same position. So I just want to let you all know that you don't have to fall asleep on your back if you're trying to have an outer body experience or a lucid dream. Whether it might be better for you to do so, but it doesn't mean that if you don't fall asleep on your back, you won't have a lucid dream, because I've had most of my lucid dreams have been on my side. So, and I think the thing to keep in mind is to be comfortable. So if you're lying on your back and you're very uncomfortable, it's going to take you a while to fall asleep, and then when you get there, you might still be, your body still might be uncomfortable, and that might wake you up. So just get into a comfortable position, a relaxing position. If you have to be on your stomach when you fall asleep, if you're comfortable and you're able to breathe properly, and none of your arms or legs are becoming numb or anything like that from being in the same position for too long, then you're fine. You just have to be in a comfortable position when you lie down. And for me, lesson learned, because I tortured myself for a few days just trying to lie down on my back, and I've done that throughout the year also, just trying to lie down on my back so I can actually astral travel. But for me, it's much harder for me to lie down on my back and fall asleep right away. It takes me much longer. Once I'm on my side, I'll fall asleep, pretty much like that. So if you're interested in knowing more of what happened in my dream, you'll have to message me on here, and I'll tell you. But if I tell what happened right here, I'll have to mark the video as for mature audiences only. So I don't really want to do that. I want everybody to be able to see this. If you're a kid and you email me, I can't tell you. So it has to be an adult. So if you're 18 years or over, then I'll tell you, because it was an X-rated kind of dream. Lucid dream, though. So, and when you're having a lucid dream, you are experiencing things the same way. You're going to feel the same things as if you are awake in your natural body, unless it's something extraordinary. You can have extraordinary experiences while you're lucid dreaming, and in doing that, you might feel some things and sensations that you normally don't in waking life. I don't think that's happened to me. I think everything has been pretty, normal, except for flying. Of course, I can't fly in real life, so when I'm flying in my dreams, that's an extraordinary feeling, and it's otherworldly. Um, I listened to Luis Monero. He on YouTube, and he goes into like all the different things you can experience, or I should say a lot of different things you can experience while lucid dreaming and astral traveling. So you might want to look him up if you want to get more in-depth information on what where you can go in your dreams and things like that, such as going to other planets and things. I have not experienced that yet. I haven't tried to. I haven't even thought about it until I started hearing other people talk about it. That would be interesting. I'm sure that I will, try to experience that. I'll venture out and see what's out there when I'm asleep, if I can stay asleep long enough while lucid dreaming to astral travel into other realms and things. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully it's enlightening. And like I said, just try to be comfortable when you fall asleep if you want to have a lucid dream or an out-of-body experience, because if you're uncomfortable, it just won't work. And if it does work, your dream will probably be shorter because your physical body will be uncomfortable, and that will probably reel your etheric body, your astral body back in. So anyway, so thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.